Hey, welcome to Woodford Guitars. I did not know what video I was going to shoot today until I walked through those doors. The planned video was a guitar case for the Nemesis. I want to build a case for it. I think it's worthy of it. And a few days ago, I had a request or an inquiry if I had a left-handed guitar for sale. And unfortunately I didn't, but I said I'd love to build you one. Said he liked the Nemesis. I said okay. And I went looking for boxes today. I went looking for the Camacho box that I used on that build. And unfortunately I couldn't find any. Now I thought about making a joke right here and say that Michael from Southern Fire Guitars already bought them all, but really he lives an hour and a half away from here. I know he didn't, and I don't know if everybody would get my sense of humor, but yeah. So I was unsuccessful. I didn't find the box that I was looking for, but I did find a box that would work, same size, that's going to be perfect for it. So whether he wants this left-handed guitar or not, I am going to go ahead and build one. It just isn't going to be the next project. Unless he says he wants it, then I'll bump it to the front of the line. So obviously I went box shopping. I found a few things. We'll get to that in a minute. I also want to show you some of the hardware I have for the case. It's coming up. And the build that was going to be after the case, of course, is Pure Evil. And we're going to do a black neck. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do a one-piece. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do a one-piece bridge and black, or if I want to do a tailpiece and a homemade bridge. Still kind of up in the air about that. But this is coming after the case. Another video that I wanted to do is on this tool that I got from CB Gitty. And I've had this for well over a month now, waiting to use it. I've not seen anybody else talk about it or do any reviews, just CB Gitty themselves. So yeah, you're gonna get my first impressions from that. Another video that I want to do, and it's probably due, I want to clean this whole back wall up. My shelf I have back here, my countertop, I want to clean all this up. I want to move these tools. I'm talking vacuum, clean, and I want to take all this stuff off this backboard, and I'm going to replace it with some of this, Eastern Red Cedar. So at least you have a little bit. I'm going to try to make it look a little prettier back there for you. What else? And while I'm doing the work on this back wall, I wanted to explain the other work that I do that sometimes ties me up to where there will be big gaps in between my videos, but I'm really gonna try harder to put one out every week. But I wanted to tell you guys some inside information, behind the scenes, whatever you want to call it. That was another project. And then I want to do short videos on things like replacing bandsaw tires. This is off my small 8-inch Delta bandsaw. It's what I use to cut my headstocks. You've probably seen it in my videos. And something happened and one of the belts got tore, so I had to get some new ones. And these can be tricky to put on, so I figured maybe I'll make a little video on that. Just a little short one. Let me get some of this out of the way, because there's one other thing that came up that was a real surprise. And it has to do with this guy. Now, some of you that watch all the time, you know exactly what this is. It's the yellow neck, the Monte Cristo box. And I wasn't so sure about the neck, and I've got other people feedback. I've had other people comment on it, and yeah, it's staying. I'm going to keep it this way. I'm actually going to lacquer the neck, and it's going to stay just like that. But this box, you know, I had issues with, and some of this paper's all tore up. So I asked the audience, said, hey, what do you guys do? What kind of ideas do you have? And one person said something about Japanese washi tape, which I'd never heard of, which I still have to check out. I still need to do some research, but it sounded really cool. And the little bit of it that I did see, I like it, and I think it'd be really cool to I mean, even just customize one of these boxes, that would be awesome. Another one was artist tape, which I'd never heard of, and that made me think of doing like a binding around it, like a binding around an electric guitar or acoustic guitar. So the big surprise was this box. Yes, this is the same exact Monte Cristo box, except it is in, I guess for a used cigar box, it's in really good shape. There's no damage on the corners. No, this box is in great shape, and even still has this little paper thingy in here. So this box is going to replace this old box for the Monte Cristo. I am still going to keep this box. I mean, it already has its corners and it's got its neck cut out started. So I'm going to keep this box, and this will probably be one I experiment on with the washi tape or the artist tape or some other method, whatever I decide to do. So I am really excited about that. It brings that guitar back from, I don't know, I'm really excited about that. And to me, that means that guitar can go up for sale. Because I can't keep them all. Can I? Can I? All right, let's look at some of these boxes real quick. Darren had mentioned after I did the last guitar that I'm calling 23 black because it is black and it's a 23-inch scale. He said he had a box that was really thin and he didn't know if he'd even be able to get a heel on it. So I seen this. This is really thin. I mean, come on, that's pretty thin. And I don't even know, I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be a super thin line. I don't know what the scale is gonna be, but we're gonna see what happens if we put in a really thick neck, no heel. Yeah, it's just a nice box. The place I get them, they're really cheap. So it's hard to pass them up sometimes. Same with this box, really kind of a thin line. Nice box, small. And I'm thinking definitely a 23-inch scale because it's smaller, maybe even a kid's guitar, I'm not sure. This just looks cool. I like the box. Of course, you know me. Of course, maybe some dark hardware, not sure, but it's a decent box. Feels like some kind of leathery velvet stuff in the bottom. There's a card for the top. Nice little box, I like it. It's in really, really good shape. That's important. White Macanudo. It was just in good shape. A little blemish there. And I'm going to do something with this. This is going to be a laminate on something, and yeah, I got some ideas for this, for a veneer. That's really cool. I like that box too. It's in good shape. Another one. Let me go with this box. This box is a little bigger. It's a bit thicker, and yeah, it's full. Thanks. All right. Do this box. Now this one, it's a bit thin for what I usually like, but the color on it is different. Reminds me of the beach. I don't know, call me crazy. Now that's going to be another thin one, but it's a good size. I like that. It's going to be a fun one too. And I've got this red one. I don't know if you guys seen this one in the last video or not. If I had it, my wife brought it home. Really cool box. So the cool thing about these boxes are they are the same size as the Camacho box. So this is what I'm going to make one out of. This one. Even though it's already black, I have to get rid of all this stuff. And now that I've went through the process of the paint, the lacquer, buffing it out, I'm a lot more prepared. I think this will make a nice one, left-handed. All right, so that's that. Now, I did buy one box that turned out to be a piece of crap. We won't talk about that because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Alright, so we did buy one box that was, yeah, it was in the mix, didn't know. Me buying a black box that says Blanco. Alright, let's see if we can see this stuff. Alright. Now, Darren, for the case. First off, Darren is the first subscriber that I knew their name, that person's name. A lot of times somebody will subscribe, you never see a name, your subscriber number goes up, but sometimes their names do show up. And Darren G, you are the first person that I knew the name of, the subscriber name. I knew the subscriber name. So when I see you comment, it's special to me. Seriously. So you had said something about you'd like to see a case build. And I went and bought these clasps. There's my camera. Bought these clasps. And they're alright. They're a bit thin. They don't seem as sturdy and as robust as the guitar cases I remember when I was younger. So I got two of those. And I got two of these hinges. Now these hinges feel really cheap, and they're off Amazon. But what I liked about them is they have this little, I don't know what you call that, little nodule, little bump outs back here that keep it at a 90. So when your lid is closed, it'll be like that. When you open it, that's as far as it'll go. And I like that. That's just kind of neat. So I got a couple of those. And then I decided what the case was going to be for, which was the Nemesis, which is all black. And I said, all right, well then I need black hardware and I need to paint this case black. And my wife says, no, you need to do it the same way you did the guitar, neck. And I said, well, that's a two-step stain thing I did. And she says, yeah, that's how you should do it. And I said, well, I don't think it's going to come out the same way because the neck was oak and I'm going to use pine and whatever that 1/4 inch plywood is, poplar, birch, I don't know. So that's what I'm going to do. So the case is going to be a simple case. We'll get way more into that. There's not going to be any fancy joinery. No fancy tools needed, just going to be a simple case, so let's get it done. So once I decided it was going to be for a black guitar, I went and got the black hardware, and again, got a couple of latches. They just screw on, and yeah, they're thin, they're cheap, they're cheap. And it came with 2 latches and some of these hinges. These hinges don't have the 90-degree stop. They were a set with the clasp, and yeah, we'll see how they work. And I got the corners. I got the corners for the case, all in black. Thanks for stopping by the shop, watching the video, hanging out. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Comment, share. It really helps the channel. And I really like the comments. I'm learning a lot from you guys, like about artist tape and washi, Japanese washi tape. It's great. That's awesome. So see you next week. We'll be working on a guitar case. Have fun.